Hey guys, welcome back to the Kevin Allen Show. And as we said, we have Claire and we have the director of the ARC, Kathleen Stauffer, in here. We're actually going to be talking about Claire's, actually, she's a big star, okay? So we've had some really big names on the set, but this is the biggest name as of yet. Because Claire, actually, you're going to have a special event coming up tomorrow here in New London County. We're going to talk about that, and we're going to also talk to Kathleen first about, what's the ARC doing here in southeastern Connecticut. Welcome to the show, both of you.
Oh, we're doing all kinds of stuff. We serve people with intellectual and developmental disabilities, and we've been doing that since 1952. We were founded by parents, grassroots organizing, because in those days, public schools would not allow people with IDD into the classroom. And you can imagine if you're a parent or a brother or a sister, and you've got this person you love who is IDD, and the schools are saying they can't learn and they can't do things. It was very offensive, and it remains offensive. It's why we ask people not to use the R word, right?
Yeah.
Not a word any of us appreciate.
I'm on page with that.
Thank you.
Always been.
So basically, parents got together to start an educational program for their children. Mm-hmm. And out of that is the ARC Eastern Connecticut, now serving all of Eastern Connecticut. And, we help people get jobs. We help people learn life skills. We do transition work, interviewing skills and resume skills. And, we do fundraisers a couple of times a year. And we've got a film festival coming up. And, Claire's one of the stars. And she's not going to be on film, but she's doing an act. And I'm not going to take over your part of the show.
No. This is awesome. And so, Claire, you actually get a chance to be a part of this. Do you like performing? Do you like doing this stuff?
I do.
You do? You do a lot. So tell me a little bit about you, like how old you are for the viewers of the Kevin Allen Show. Introduce yourself so they know exactly who we're talking with, Claire.
Hi, everyone. It's Claire. I'm 23. What else is there?
And you also are part of the ARC, and you're going to be a part of this film festival?
Yes, it's coming on tomorrow on YouTube and other social medias.
Awesome. And so you're going to be doing sign language? Is that what I understand?
Yes.
Now, how did you learn sign language, and why did you want to do the sign language part?
Well, I learned sign language when I was a toddler, as 2 or 3. Mm-hmm. Because I only used sign for a little bit because my speech came in later. And I just fell in love with it. And
you continue, do you like to speak with sign language?
Yes,
you
for
do?
Deaf people who cannot hear yet.
Okay.
Or hard of hearing.
Right. It's another form of communication, right? So if you ever need, do you want to say anything like hi to anybody? Maybe say it in sign language for the people watching, if you like? That's it?
Well, let's just say hi.
Okay, very good. And so, Kathleen, tell me a little bit about, obviously, I think people need to understand, and this is one of the greatest parts I think about all these different mediums that we have is getting information out to people. There's people with great talents and great, that you are actually involved with every day, and this is an example, right? And so, talk a little bit about, you got a driving force. You love to be out in front of this topic.
Well, I feel very strongly that people should have opportunities to succeed. And we help people with IDD to be as independent as possible. And, for you or me, any of us, having a job, having a purpose in life, it's really important. It's the center of our self-esteem. And, that's how we get confidence. That's how we expand our horizons and enjoy life. And really, for all of us, people with IDD are no different. You start getting people job skills, and that person starts succeeding in employment. Right. People who we didn't know were verbal start to talk. Right. I walked into the agency one day, and the cleaning crew was in there, and the young women had started to do their T-shirts, turn them into tassels, and they had their hair all done. And we at the ARC insist on paying minimum wage. Mm-hmm. Now, Kevin, this is really kind of a sticking point for us, because before I ever arrived at the ARC, there was a decision made that as a dignity issue, everyone should earn minimum wage or more. But a lot of people don't know. All over this country, you can apply for and receive a waiver so that if you are employing people with intellectual and developmental disabilities, No, nobody else. Just people with intellectual developmental disabilities. You can pay sub-minimum wage.
And that same person could be working next to somebody and doing the same job.
Who's making $30 an hour. And worse. Now, what do you think happens if you pay people nothing, expect nothing, and teach them nothing?
You're not getting much out at the end of the day.
So, big shock. The numbers on employment for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities haven't changed for 20 years. And I believe it's because sub-minimum wage has led us all down the wrong path with low expectations, and then you have somebody like Claire who's succeeding because she's had a chance. And we need to train people properly.
Right.
And that's what's so egregious, I think, about that old-time decision to not let kids with IDD
And this is
into
a federal
school.
law that you're talking about, because you said it's across the country.
It's allowable under the Medicare and Medicaid waiver. And what I think is the worst thing about not letting kids with IDD into schools. You and I might be good in one thing, stronger in one area, weaker in another. Like, we're all like that. But you take somebody who might have a little bit of difficulty learning, and you don't teach them anything at all, and then you wonder why that person doesn't succeed.
Right.
It's just so wrong. It's just so wrong. And so people with IDD can learn. Sometimes people need a little more time. You and I aren't good at everything we try. We don't
certainly
learn
not.
everything we do the first time.
Takes me a while. I gotta get a lot of bruises along the way.
Well, I've got learning challenges myself.
yeah.
When I was in second grade, third grade, I was tested for the gifted program. And the psychologist who administered the test, said, Mr. and Mrs. Stauffer, I have good news and bad news. Your daughter tests like a genius verbally, but in math, he actually used the R word. She's R in math. And I didn't go to graduate school until I was almost 50 years old, because that word just dogged me my
Hindered
whole
you a
life.
little bit.
I'd become a group publisher of an international magazine corporation, and I was so scared that somebody would know.
Did you ever share that? I mean, was that something that was tough for you to talk about, like that feeling?
I didn't talk about it until after I worked at the ARC for almost 10 years. And then I wrote a bulletin column about it, and I have to tell you, Kevin, for about a week I thought, why did I even tell people that story?
Well, it's good. No, it's important. And I think you and I have shared privately. I was diagnosed dyslexic as a child. And, those same titles are there, those same kind of concepts. You do feel less about your situation when you're going one direction and everyone else is going the other direction. So I'm glad that you're a crusader. And it took me a long time to accept that, too, to be honest with you. But I'm glad I did. And I talk about it publicly.
When people shame you, people make fun of you.
Yeah. And we're all just special in our own little way,
Yeah.
And so when you're hearing us talking about a lot of stuff right now, Claire, I want to ask you. You obviously went to school, right? And you're in a small little town here in Connecticut.
Yes.
And you liked school.
I love school.
Okay. Are you doing anything with school now? I know it's different with COVID, but are you doing anything?
No, because I already graduated.
Okay, you graduated. And do you like now that you're working at the ARC? Or do you participate right now? Or are you working anywhere?
I'm working at somewhere else right now for a moment.
Yeah, we had a hiatus.
Yep,
We
with the
had to
COVID
shut down our
situation.
micro businesses,
Yep.
and now we're reopening them.
And I want to talk about that too. How many businesses you prior to and
Yeah.
hopefully going
and
forward.
Claire, is our star. I don't want to give away the whole thing,
Yeah.
but one of the movies at our film festival is how the cookies are made.
Understood.
And so Claire does a lot of stuff at the ARC, and one of them is she's one of the strongest bakers we have.
Oh,
Yeah, 'cause
really?
I do cookies, magic balls, coffee cake,
Okay.
brownies.
Do you like
cupcakes.
cooking?
I love baking.
Let me ask you, you're baking. Thank you for being clear, because I didn't say it the right way, Claire. Who's the better cook at home? Is it you, your mom, or your dad?
Ooh. For a baking part?
Yeah, let's go baking.
It has been me.
You are? All right, very good to know. Okay.
The cooking part, that goes to my parents.
Yeah, they bring it home on the cooking, and you make dessert.
Yes.
That's awesome. What's your favorite dessert to make?
Ooh.
You better say cookies. We're trying to push
Definitely
some things.
chocolate chip cookies.
Cookies? What's your best cookie you make typically, or a cookie you like to make?
It has to be really big chocolate chip cookie.
Just
Seven
the
up.
good old-fashioned
Yeah,
chocolate chip.
They're really popular, and before we brought anything to market, We had the Mentoring Corps for Community Development, which are a bunch of retired business people in
Yep.
southeastern Connecticut. And so we actually consulted with them about what the best product we had was. They went out to snack manufacturers. We had to change the recipe a little bit. We had to go from a big fat chewy cookie to a
Yeah.
crunchy cookie,
Yeah.
so it'd have longer shelf life. And in fact, the original bags were supposed to be, we did focus groups, and people.
It's like Shark Tank.
Yeah,
it's
my
like,
dad was that
Yeah,
too.
we-
he does.
Sometimes.
Yeah, so we did it right,
Mm-hmm.
and that actually the chef put so much butter in those cookies that I had to darken the package a little bit
Okay.
because in the early days before we were doing higher volume, the butter would bleed. We were using coffee bags, and the
Okay.
butter would bleed
Yeah.
out. But now we've got a coated bag.
So how many of these cookies do you guys sell a year right now, currently?
Well, right now we're selling a couple hundred cases a week. However,
Oh
we're deliberately keeping the volume low because we're in the process of building a cookie factory in our facility up north in Woodstock.
Are you going to think about selling these online?
We already do sell them. You can go to the arcect.org and click the buy cookies.
Mm-hmm. And you can have them delivered to
You
your
can-
house?
well, no, you can have them sent anywhere in the country. We do.
No, I'm saying,
delivery-
but I mean, you have them shipped to your home anywhere in the country.
Oh, yeah, you can have them shipped anywhere in the
Yep.
country.
Yeah.
And,
Also, you can go to
once
Big
we have
Y
that
to get
cookie,
those.
I'm sorry, Claire. I
Even,
didn't mean to.
even Big Y sell these too.
Oh, yeah.
We
So,
did in ShopRite.
yeah, we're in
Perfect.
ShopRite. We're going back into Big Y. We had negotiated with Stop and Shop, but our goal is to sell these in Walmart nationally. And so,
yay.
we need.
Mom would be happy with
Is,
that.
is this a big announcement, or have you talked about this publicly?
Oh,
and-
we've always had this plan.
Okay, all right.
But now and for a long time, ShopRite was very generously letting us bake the cookies in their facility in
Yeah, 'cause they have a little
New
room
London.
over there.
And Claire would go in there. Did you went into
Yeah,
ShopRite
I
and
did,
baked?
yeah.
Yeah,
There's
I thought I
There's a
remember
next
seeing you
room
there.
next to the bakery. It's like oven.
Huge
the
oven.
Huge tray like
Yeah,
this.
at least as big as this
And they
table.
let you cook in there and bake rather. I'm
Yeah.
see, I'm
Like-
terrible in the
like
kitchen, so I'm gonna keep
like
saying
Scoop them
that. Yep.
and put it on the tray.
Yep.
And after that, put it
Bake
in the
'em.
oven.
Perfect.
Yeah, and so I mean that's exactly what happens,
Yep.
and so we need high capacity in order.
Yep.
So we've worked out all the bugs. We have a bag manufacturer now. We had to get a new printer at one point because the printer that was printing them, we didn't find the quality to be quite as good as we needed to go national. And then there are all kinds of online platforms. Once we have the ability to produce, so we had a temporary facility where we could do volumes for commercial, but now we're really going to roll it out, and then we're going to, start to promote it. And,
Awesome.
Yeah.
How many people are sort of involved in working on this project? So you employ.
Well, I before the pandemic, we had almost 500 employees.
Right.
And then we have.
But not all doing the cookies, obviously.
No, but we do all kinds of services.
Right.
Residential,
Right.
for example, it's 24/7 during the pandemic. Our group homes served over 97,000 meals.
Oh, wow.
During the year of the pandemic. So we do all kinds of services. The jobs, we have one of the biggest jobs programs in Connecticut, though. And I think we serve about 97 people with IDD. And then, of course, we have employees doing the training and the coaching. But the Cookie Factory is not really for something, something that Claire's necessarily going to do her whole life. I mean, if she wants to, she can. But the idea is really for Claire to train at a job, in the community. And we have, one person who came up through the Cookie Factory actually got his chef's coat and his knives. I was working at Mohegan Sun before the pandemic, and now actually they want him over at Flanders Fish Market, where they're doing really good business over
Awesome.
there. So, so the idea is we use a real economic
I'm
platform.
going to charge you for all those promotions, those free advertising.
Well,
Paul,
we could
come on the
talk.
show.
We
and-
could talk fair is fair. But at some point, we talked about the rate of people with IDD who are employed being flat for 20 years.
Right.
So these micro businesses, making money's good, and that's important. But really, it's to create a real economic platform to train people with IDD and also to train the job trainers. Because in this industry, we have just not done a very good job of educating ourselves about how a business needs somebody to be trained so they can work in a for-profit enterprise.
Right.
So these are enterprises that are real world training environments.
Very interesting. So this is exciting. And again, you can find these. You can go on the ARC's website.
Yeah, you can get them on the ARC's website. Ship them we have people in Washington and California who ship them every year for Christmas.
Yeah.
One of the people, I'm on the board of directors of the ARC of the United States, and one of the board members said that she used to make cookies every year and give them to people. And one year she was busy and she bought ours. And the next year, when she started giving her own cookies away, the guy said, "No, I want the ones in the package."
Yeah, they're becoming quite famous. So
they prefer Claire's cookies, actually.
that's awesome. That's an awesome story. And you know what? That's exactly the story we need to get out for people to understand. These, it takes all kinds of people to be involved. I'm hearing entrepreneur, right? It's like you're almost creating this opportunity where people can get involved in the businesses, and that's awesome.
And here's the thing, and I think you and I can agree on this. If you think less of me because I have IDD, and I make the best cookie you've ever eaten, then your view of my ability is forever changed.
100%.
So when we were making this cookie, it had to be the best cookie. This is the best. You're going to call me,
Okay, I will.
or
I
message
promise.
me on Facebook.
I will.
And you're going to say, people say I just wanted one,
Okay.
and I ate the whole bag. It happens all the time.
I
It's an
will.
old
I will take
story.
the challenge on.
Like my dad, he used to work for his friends.
He does, and does
He
he get,
does.
does he come home and then he left, or are they all gone? They all eat them.
Well, dad took the whole bag
Yep.
and give the bag and get the cookies out to his friends at work, and you just go that way.
And they
By
want
the
more
time
and
they
more.
get home, yeah.
Yeah, there's none coming
They don't
home
tell
with
the kids that they had cookies at work.
That's funny.
They don't get home, and so you'll like these cookies.
I can't wait to try the cookies. And should dip them in milk or no? Is that
No,
that's amateur
don't
stuff?
do that.
Okay, all right. I'm going to take your suggestion.
However,
They're
you can
Yeah.
put ice cream in between them.
Oh wow!
Yes, they can do it. Definitely do that.
Like an ice cream sandwich with the cookies, right?
That's really popular, and
Everyone in this room right now is licking our lips and getting hungry.
You
So everybody.
you can freeze them, and
Yeah.
you can freeze them, and people love them frozen.
Okay.
Or you can warm them up in the microwave.
Yeah.
Wow, we have options, and we're going to try them, and we'll give a full report back. I can't wait, okay, to try some of the cookies. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the film, not to rush you through this because this is great stuff, but you have this festival coming up. Talk a little bit about that for us so we understand.
Yeah, the film festival, the first time I ever saw one, I knew we had to bring it to Eastern Connecticut because they're short films, they're really well done. Some of them are even international, and they're about or featuring people with IDD. There are people with IDD who want to be actors.
Sure.
There are people with IDD who are very good performers and deserve a shot at doing that. And so we have 3 short films from what's called the Sprout Film Archive. We rent the films and then we build a little programming around it. And, I put people to sleep at the very beginning by telling people, what the ARC does. And then Claire wakes them up.
Okay.
And,
Yeah, I do.
and we have Denise Wallstra, who was one of our board members. She's a really good singer, so she's singing a Martina McBride song.
Okay.
And then we have a little film about how
You're not playing the
cookies are
banjo?
made. Yeah, well, no. It's my job to help the ARC raise
I've
money.
seen a banjo in your hands a few times. So.
Well, maybe we could raise money if I promised not to play the banjo.
No, I think you're good.
And so these are great films. One's about a man named Jeffrey who goes around the neighborhood helping people and really makes a difference in his neighborhood. There's one called one that talks about if there's one thing you could change about yourself, what would it be? And what you realize in the course of that film is, we're all more alike than we are different. And the things that people with IDD want to change about themselves are the same things that you and I probably want to change about ourselves. And then there's one called Brothers, where the brother's talking about his brother who has autism and says, if you want to know how to treat somebody with intellectual disabilities, just ask them. And he talks about what a difficult time in life his brother has. And he says, can you just help me out here? And they're touching.
It's
they're
emotional,
often funny.
sure.
People come because they want to support the ARC, and they come back because they really want to see the films.
Right.
And then we've got Claire signing to her favorite song, "This Is
Yeah.
Me," and I have to tell you, she's really good.
I definitely, I look forward to seeing it. And I don't think we have the music queued up for you here to do the song, but maybe you can
I
sign
have it.
You do? Oh, you do?
I have the song.
Well, you know what?
Talk about coming prepared.
I know. I'm like, I don't have it queued up,
didn't even
but we're prepared. So here we go. If you want, while you're getting that ready, we'll have to turn it up a little bit, but we'll put it right on the table, right? And we can do that nice and, I think Claire's looking for it now. You want Mom to help?
Yeah, it was someone that I love with.
It's all right. While you're looking, it's okay.
Yeah, take your time.
I'm just thinking about cookies. That's all I'm thinking about.
That bag's not going to last very
I know.
long.
You told me about we talked about them last time we talked
right.
on. You okay? You got it?
I got it.
Okay. You got the volume up?
Yes.
Okay. If you want to hit play, and then can you sign while you're sitting right there?
Yeah.
Okay. Then you know what? I'm going to watch your performance. And the song again?
This is me. I'm Great Showman.
Very good. Claire, this is me.
Wait, hold on.
Yep.
Can I put it on loop? Wait, is it? Yes, it is. Okay.
Claire, you're the showstopper.
Terrific.
You are the showstopper.
Terrific.
Amazing. Man, you got some energy. You made me want to dance right there, Claire. And I'm the worst dancer in the room.
I was thinking she's a lot better at dancing than I am.
She's definitely awesome job. Now, how long has it taken for you to train to do that? Or is it just easy for you?
It's just easy for me.
Oh boy, Claire. Okay, I would take me a long time to do that. So, are you excited? This is a big deal, right?
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
pretty big, pretty big. Do you practice a lot?
A lot.
You do?
I
Different
do.
songs, or is that the main song you're focused on now?
There's more songs than that.
Oh, there is. All right, so I have to have you back sometime, right? And we'll do a whole Claire
can do a concert.
hour, yeah, a whole power hour of all your songs. You know, this is amazing. So this is part of the show that you're going to have at the film festival, and the preliminary has been. Some people have seen this. This must stop the house. Right? I mean, this is kind of like this.
People weep in their seats sometimes.
You saw my eyes. I was having a hard time.
I get emotional every time I see it, and it is. It's recorded, and we always now do a local component because when we started doing that, it was just really popular. And really, what happened was we served somebody who said they wanted to do dance, and so then the Mystic Ballet came in and helped us do a routine on stage.
Awesome.
And people said that was their favorite thing. So the films are great. The talent is great, as you can see. And it's really a fun show.
Well, I hope people turn out, support, and it's going to be online.
It's,
this component this year
if you go to the arcect.org and you click on the film festival logo, you can sign up. We'll send you a link, and you have 7 days to watch it. And of course, because there are permissions with films and things like that, we can't just let people have it forever. But from let's see, April 22nd, and then 7 days. 7 days.
So you don't mind if we promote it and direct people there? So
I
we'll
would
make
love
sure
if you promoted it. It goes live at 6:30 tomorrow, and I'm going to be watching it. I'm going to be setting it up on the TV tomorrow.
Awesome.
And so just the arcect.org. The fun thing, Kevin, is we've always wanted schools to be involved in this because you can imagine it's great educational
100%.
fair.
Right.
And so now we've got a lesson plan this year because it's virtual. The schools always had logistical issues. They need permissions. They need transportation. That's expensive.
Right.
They wanted to do it, but we couldn't figure out a way. So I think from now on, we're going to have a virtual component, and that's going to allow us to bring schools in.
Such the odd blessing of COVID has given us new opportunities, right? And so this is amazing. So are you excited? I mean, you're probably going to have a lot of people paying attention.
Yeah.
But you had one special person you talked about in Connecticut, equal to your celebrity. What's her name?
Kelly DiMilamo.
Okay,
and
you have a chance to talk.
Dixie.
Look at those eyes, and you talk to Kelly right now. Tell her you want her to make sure she sees your video. Go ahead, tell her.
Kelly and Dixie, if you're out there, can you please go on my TikTok and follow me? Because I'm a huge fan of yours.
And they can watch you doing your video of your signing the song. And what song? Tell Kelly what song you do.
On YouTube, it will be This Is Me from Grace Sherman, Kelly and Dixie. Please watch it.
Very good. All right. Well, we'll try to push it out there. No guarantees, right? The only guarantee I have now is I'm gonna have really delicious cookies. Right? That's the only thing I know is a guarantee.
And the Film Fest is going to be on YouTube, for
Very
7
cool.
days. And then
Okay. And then you'll take it off, and you have more projects coming up this year, 2021, and hopefully it's.
Yeah, we've got a golf tournament coming up in June. We always do a road race in October. And then with the film, we also do a murder mystery theater up at Connecticut National, which is really fun.
Wow, that
and
sounds
so we
intriguing.
do film one year, we do murder mystery the next.
Do some of the people from the art get involved in the performing in that?
Everybody does. It's interactive.
Oh, wow,
And so you have
okay.
to figure out,
That's something we should get on
a
our-
little macabre, but during dinner somebody dies,
Yeah,
and,
no, I
and
get it.
then we have to figure out who did it.
Okay. Well, that's cool. We'll have to. We'll help you promote that. Maybe even attend that if possible.
Oh, you would love it.
I
It's
would
really
definitely
fun.
love it. So, anything else you want to talk about? We are winding down, and I just want to say thank you. You filled my heart today. I was kind of bumming, but you made me smile. So I appreciate you coming in. Okay, both of you. Anything else from the ARC or anything you want to talk about? This is your platform.
Well, thanks
You want
a
to
lot.
yell at anybody? Politicians out there? You want to give me more money? This
Kevin-
lady's a beast, by the way, because I can tell you, I sat in many meetings when Kathleen was there, telling all us elected officials how important it is to keep supporting, and I think you've built a really good reputation.
Well, thank you very much. People like you have made it possible,
Well,
and I'm really grateful. And I think I would want to say, and I'd be interested to know if you agree with me, please don't use the R word. Just please don't use that
I
word.
agree with you. I agree with you. Right? I think it's,
Yeah.
I agree. So we all three agree on this.
Yeah.
So if anyone uses that word, you let me know and we'll organize. I worked in the prison, so I know a lot of bad people. We'll get them together. We'll go take care of them. All right? But no, really, honestly, on a serious note, it's time we move on from some things like that, and I agree 100%. Both of you were amazing guests. I can't get my mind off cookies and sing your song. Next time the banjo comes in, yes?
Well,
We'll do our own like reality TV show here. Who's going to be the next famous person from the Ark. So you definitely right now are the leader, and I don't think you can perform as good as Kathleen. By the way, I'm just telling you.
well, I think you definitely have the banjo beat, but you know.
Do you play in a
do
band, Kathleen? Do you do it with, or just for fun on the side?
I've always wanted to do it, and
Yeah.
so one day I mentioned it on Facebook.
Yeah.
You know Marilyn over at the Haitian Health Foundation, Marilyn Lowney?
Oh yeah, I know the name. Yeah, sure.
Well, she taught me how to play the banjo,
Oh,
and
no
I
kidding?
would buy her Subway sandwiches. She'd come up the street.
Yeah.
Haitian Health Foundation is
Yeah.
right down the street.
Awesome.
And she taught me how to play, and so. I'm supposed to be performing with her actually, and I was so lazy I didn't learn the song, so
Oh, okay.
I kind of
All right,
missed the
next
boat
one.
on that. But
Next one.
I do play a mean Ring of Fire.
Oh really? Well, I want to hear
I'm a
that.
big Johnny Cash fan. Yeah.
Well, so aren't I, and so Johnny Cash is the best. Anything you want to say before we leave here? Anything you want to tell people? It's your chance to tell them, help me with this, buy more cookies, anything? No? Have a good day?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're a great soul, and I appreciate you for coming here today. Did we make it easy? You're not nervous?
No,
Was it
I'm not.
comfortable for you?
Yes.
Okay. We didn't even need your mom to get involved.
Oh.
But give her a wave over there for bringing you, right?
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And so, guys, thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Kevin Allen Show. And certainly, I think I want you all to go to the Ark again, Kathleen. Kind of give those websites and places they can find you.
TheArkECT.org.
There it is, guys. Make sure you tune in, help out with this festival and more. And as we said today, no more. The ard word ends today. Thanks for tuning in to the Kevin Allen Show.
Thanks, Kevin.